Welcome to the Point of Convergence podcast. I am your host, Grant Lira. Get ready to sit down, tune in, and implement. Remember, the knowledge you learn here and anywhere else in your life is only worth something to you if you use it. So get implementing after this episode and enjoy. I like your guys' truck, by the way. It looks nice, man.
Well, yeah, man, that was again something else that I, strategically done. The mantras. First of all, it's about advertising, right? You want to advertise, you want to get it out. What better way to do it for my vehicle that I'm in every day?
Dude.
Looking at what others do, I just took a little bit of that and rearranged it, made my recipe a little better, I think. Little psychology wrapped into it, one of the things that through my, my kind of intel, right, I pulled, it was just, how the human mind works. When we look at a certain color, we want to immediately see that same color, right? So blue, I chose for my logo. With just the logo in general was because of the Warriors colors. I took that from something familiar to people, right? So the blue and gold, I wanted it familiar. My whole logo, everything was kind of to just, kind of be familiar. Even the name AMPM, but it's still synonymous with us being available from AM to the PM, PM to the AM, serving tomorrow to today. You know what I mean? It was all wrapped in one, but people look at the wheels first and they go, oh my God, the wheels are so nice.
That is the first thing I noticed, dude. That's the first thing I noticed was the rims.
Yep. And then from the rims, boom, they look at the logo. And a lot of people will say, oh, your company, man, they did great for you. I say, this is my company. And then that's boom. That's the segue into me talking to them and kind of building a relationship and telling them they have options,
And so for those of you listening now who don't know, this is a different start because me and Robert, we hopped on here and we just kind of started going at it, and I didn't want to miss anything. So we started recording. But when you go to his website, AMPM Security Specialist, you see his truck right there. It's front and center. It's a beautiful video. It's real high quality. It's this gorgeous Ford. It's got like this Stingray gray paint on it, but then the rims are these awesome rims too. So he told me, he said the first thing people notice are the rims. And I'm like, yeah, they are, because that's what I noticed first. And then the logo is blue and gold, like the Lakers colors. And you can see, the bridge in the background. You can see all that. So it's a lot of association and a lot of branding. And I can tell that Robert's been spending his time making sure he brands himself the right way. And I mean, if you look at his site and you're looking at, his business right now, there's a lot of little things that you might not realize, but subconsciously you're associating that with stuff you do realize, making it more, congruent and less uncertain in your mind. So Robert, I love that strategy, man. It's sharp. It looks good and it's subtle. It doesn't look like, you're trying super hard. It's just like there. And people are, dude, that's sweet. So within your company now, what other kind of branding stuff are you doing? Because I'm interested to hear your take. Like, I like what I hear so far, and I know you got a few other things up your sleeve.
Well, I mean, as far as branding, I just hit up some of the free kind of avenues we have, Instagram, Google. We're 5 stars on Google. Sometimes I get my cards out all day. I get my cards out to just random people. Sometimes I even throw my cards on the ground, right? Because you never know what the universe is going to bring, So I just think of chance, the way the universe works, you never know what's going to come your way. I just want to build relationships, and sooner or later, I believe that those relationships, if they're founded on truth, honesty, and just the integrity that I put within myself, is going to be greater in the long run. When I started my company, man, everyone, most of the people around me, they were security. What? No, what are you doing? Like, and what I say to that is, in the book of the Bible, right? Noah, they told Noah not to build the ark, right? And then boom, he did, and look what happened. So, this has brought me. I mean, I started at work when I had my son, man. I started in construction, micro remediation, abatement, hazardous waste removal, right? Basically this construction of labor. I was just cleaning up abatement, hazardous materials. But I was thinking that was going to be my segue to, the greater things of what we think we should have in life, right? No, it wasn't. Credit was still bad. I didn't know finance. I, didn't know how to, maintain anything, right? And then security was something I got in on the side. I had a friend, well, one of my mother's boyfriends, he had a company. Actually, he was one of my biggest mentors as well, telling me the ins and outs about it. But he gave my guard car license, started doing that on the side. Got into cannabis somehow through a friend at a store I worked at, and boom, and I just seen a need for a service in the cannabis realm. And again, through educating yourself, we make better decisions. So I educated myself about what the field I was in, and I seen that they're mandated to have security. So, with the green rush in California, in San Francisco, to be more specific, I just said, hey, well, I'm in this field. Let me see how it is to open up a company, a security company. And then I set forth, and it took me about two years to really get it in and sink in and figure everything out. And then, we just stayed at it, man. And I did everything, man, for my dime. I'm just now starting to pay myself back from all the investment I did in it. But, it's about the journey, and I learned a lot, man. And I'm still, learning.
Dude, so that is so awesome to hear that journey. And also, this will be the last thing we say about your truck, I promise. But the other cool thing on his truck is he has a QR code that says, what does it say? Book now. So I mean, how much easier can it get, right? You see him out. If you see, I mean, if people see you 1, 2, 3 times and they're in a field where they might need security, who's going to be the first person? And how easy is it going to be? If they've never talked to you, you've never given them a business card, just walk up to the car, snap a pic, and be on their way, contact you. I mean, dude, you're essentially using that truck as like a second business card and a billboard. I love it.
100%. And that was the whole idea of it. I just want to make sure that people don't know what options they have until they know, right? So you see it, it, go to the website, check it out, get it a piece of me, without talking to me. And then, we'll figure it out. And then once we talk, I know you'll see that everything is concurrent, and then, hey, the next step is just, hey, let me put these guards there. And, and that's what we doing. And again, I teach my guys too, man, be you. Because first of all, securement, it's not about being a big guy or being mean. It's about comfortability. So if a person is comfortable with you, then they feel secure, and that's it, just be personable. But again, understand the procedures and protocols that we need to have in place. Make sure everyone knows the rules. Make sure you speak to everyone with, be as courteous as you can, be as nice as you can, but stern. I believe you can do all that in one, and be yourself. And that's what AMPM does. That's what I wanted to build off of.
And when you look at people too, in general, you can kind of tell when somebody's trying to put on like a professional facade, or like they're trying to do that, and it comes off as disingenuous. Like it makes you feel like kind of weird. Like, why is this person doing that? That's making me a little uncomfortable. But like, if you're just being yourself, like you and me are talking right now, like people get comfortable, man. People like to talk to you guys. And now within hiring, if I'm looking to hire you guys, your slogan, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. I love it. Explain it to me.
Okay. So big enough to serve you is that we are a small company, but I feel we are big enough to meet any security need that you may need. Right. And most of the bigger companies, what they do is, what they tend to do is they'll send anyone out. They'll just send anyone out, and just to fill space.
Just a warm body. Yep.
We care about it. We care. We big enough to serve you, but small enough to care. We're basically mom and pops, right? I hit the floor. I hit the field and go. I still do hours. I'm working tomorrow, right? I still do hours because I feel like in order to be a good chief, you got to know the life of the Indian, right? Yep. So how can I sit in the office and my guys call me on things that happen, and I don't know how to kind of come to a good conclusion if I haven't experienced that or I haven't seen that happen. So I just feel like it aids me in my management, in my growth, to kind of be a part of that and to be in the field, to see what goes on with some of the clients or some of the customers or some of the different things that may occur. It just helps me in my management, I think. But that's the logo. Back to the logo, big enough to serve, small enough to care. it's just kind of, again, it's kind of like a word play for thought. We're big enough to serve, but small enough that we care.
Dude,
You
I like
know.
it. And something you said interesting there. Have you always led from the front? Or I guess, let me ask you this. When you guys were scaling your business, I'm assuming it started as just you. And then did
Yes.
you expand from there? Like what did that journey look like from starting the business to, where you're at today, where you have a crew to
Yeah.
manage and everything?
Yeah. So it started with me, and I call my guys, they're my partners, right? We're all partners. And I tell these guys, look, you know, they say you teach a man to fish, you know, they can feed themselves for a lifetime. And I said, look, I want to teach you how to fish, but I also want to teach you how to gut it, cut it, fry it, and serve it, right? And then not only that, when I give you my recipe, you might have some different changes that you can put in the recipe and we can make it better. But it's about sticking around, you know, and that's what I just want to build a family, you know, and kind of some of these guys who people told them no, or, you know, they might have had bad situations in the past or this, that, and next. Hey, come in, we're gonna see, we're gonna work with you. I think a lot of people give up because people give up on them. So, you know, you could be a diamond in the rough, but just everybody just they judge you off your past experience or your past relationships, when that could have just been a bad relationship. That could have been a bad situation. It's not necessarily a bad person, you know. So I give people a chance, you know, and I kind of just see, for, like you said, just be natural. When I interview to become a partner, or, you know, it's just a regular conversation. I just want to kind of just see who you are. I don't want to hear the technical things and 3 years security and blah blah blah. No, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is who you are, because the core of you is going to come out in your work.
That's so true. I mean, that's so true. You can teach skills. You can't teach an attitude. You can't teach a disposition. Like, that is essentially what you're looking to hire. That's what, we look to hire, is the attitude. And now when you bring people in, I noticed you said partners and you said family, like you're creating this ecosystem to really bring the whole company together, make everybody more cohesive. And then obviously, I mean, that's only going to, law of attraction, right? We were talking about that a little bit earlier. That's only going to attract that same energy inwards. I mean, that is what so many companies, in my opinion, miss out on, is that camaraderie, right? That climate, that thing that you're creating. That's what more companies need to focus their time on, because that pays dividends in the long run.
100%. And people always say they want their employees to have a sense of ownership. How can they have a sense of ownership if you're a tyrant? If you're, you know, you're just coming in and telling them what to do and you're on their back. No, people gotta want to work for you. They gotta want to come. They gotta want to share in this dream or this goal that we have, right? It's like being a coach. You gotta sell them. You gotta sell them your dream. You gotta make them want to do it. If they don't want to, you're not gonna get that championship. They're not gonna believe in you. They have to believe in not only you, but your dream and what you're pushing. And that's what I tell my guys. Hey, it's my ship. Don't get it twisted. It's my ship. But hey, come on right along. I take advice. I want, if you do something wrong, hey, bring it to the table. We'll talk about it. You know, I'm not always right, and I know that. You know, so we just getting better, man. And like you said, I want people to have a sense of ownership, understand that this is us. We're growing. You know, we might start off little, but where I'm going with it, you know, we're to the moon. You know what I mean? Like, the sky's the limit. It's only as far as we hold ourselves.
So, dude, the sky's the limits. What's the plans in the future? What's your next move then?
Man, I'm trying to be in Europe. I'm trying to be overseas. I'm trying to be everywhere, you know, and that's my thing. Is when I started it, you know, who would have knew? You know what I mean? A lot of things came from this. And I think it's a lot more, you know. I just want to really, I mean, like what we all do it for. We do it to take care of our family, to kind of build somewhat of a legacy, you know, generational wealth, all that, those good hashtags, right? But honestly, you know, I do it for the wife, for my kids, you know what I mean? And not only that, for the people around me, for the people who's with me. You know, I want them to be great. And I honestly, and that's truly how I feel. I want everyone to be great. Um, in order for me to be great, people around me have to be great. You got to be surrounded by great people.
So within that too, like expanding, Europe, like that's that's a huge goal, right? And it's good to have
Yeah,
unrealistic in the moment
Yeah.
goals, because then you'll strive for them harder. That's something we do all the time when we set goals. Not to call that goal unrealistic, but it's a large goal, right? That's
It's a
huge.
large goal.
So do you have a plan for that? Do you have action steps that you've been working on? Do you have something you want to do in the future or in the near future that you will do? Like, what does that look like so far? Have you guys worked on that at all, or is that still
Yeah.
in the works?
Nah, we haven't worked on it. It's in the works. It's in the works. And I feel like, hey, I'm just gonna keep my feet to the floor. I'm gonna continue to do what I do. And I think eventually, we're gonna grow. We have grown. You know what I mean? So I just think if I can just continue to be me and I stay strong and stand strong on my foundation and my beliefs, and I bring the right people in and they kind of drink my Kool-Aid per se, right? Then I think we'll be good and we'll be able to. The more and more I have my logo out, I have people in my uniform, and people see it, they understand, go to the website, they go check us out, then we're gonna grow. And I think sooner or later, hopefully sooner than later, we'll be everywhere, and I think it will happen. It will happen because, again, the law of attraction, you have to think it, believe it, and then therefore it is, and I believe that this is something great. And I know it's just coming. It's in the books.
That's outstanding, brother. And so within your company too, and I believe that too, if you stick true to yourself and you show up every day and you're consistent, you almost
Yeah.
don't have a choice but to be successful, right? As long as you're putting in those reps every day, as long as you're bringing the right people in, as long as you're staying true to you, dude, that's the best thing you can do, right? There's all these self-help like advice stuff, and don't get me wrong, they're great, but like at the end of
Yeah.
the day, show up, be you, and stay true. That's all. That's it, man.
You can read as many books as you want to, but if you truly don't believe in them, it's just a paperweight. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
One of the things that I say all the time is you have to position yourself for your blessings. It's like a fly ball. Your blessing is like a fly ball, right? You got to position yourself under that ball to catch it. And that's you positioning yourself to catch that blessing. So all I'm doing is positioning myself. I'm a good state. Like you said, just get up every day, get it, nitty gritty. And sooner or later, your blessings will be there. Our blessings may be here, but I'm gonna continue to play. I'm gonna continue to put myself in the right position, I believe. And then that's what I believe.
I believe it too, Robert. Now, within your guys' company too, right? What are you primarily focusing on right now? Job side of things. What kind of jobs are you doing? What kind of details are you taking? Tell us a little bit about that.
So as of late, we've been kind of doing we've been in the cannabis world, contracted here and there. We do events, basically in the Bay Area. But we're open to every part of securement. We armed, unarmed. We partner with a lot of different people. Yeah, everywhere you need securement, we're here for you. Security is not one of those kind of services where we don't have 100 guys ready to go, but with proper advanced notice, we get a team together, and we're ready to go. So that's why I said we're big enough to serve, small enough to care. We're not just going to put anybody out. It's a strenuous interview process, should I say. You know what I mean? We talk to them a couple times to see where they at, see how their home life is, because that all affects your work performance. So, it's just wherever you need securement, AMPM is there for you, for AM to the PM, PM to the AM.
So, I like that,
tomorrow today.
I like that, dude. I like that a lot.
I'm a man of mantras.
I can tell. And that's something else that I think is funny, because I've noticed just through the short time talking so far, you have amazing analogies. You have some really good mantras as well. And like, I really like that about people when they can effectively pull those off and it doesn't feel cheesy. And I think
that's right.
Dude, I think people enjoy that too. And it's probably why you're noticing, these people who listen to you be like, the fly ball analogy, like, awesome, dude. It made sense to me. Baseball, like I understand that. It's very cool. It's just something I wanted to kind of tangent on for a second here. So now within everything here, when you were starting this, you mentioned earlier something about mentorship, how important you think mentorship, and if you're in this industry or any other industry, how would you go about finding a mentor for, mentoring your journey?
Yeah. Mentorship is great, man. I mean, educate yourself. Do educate yourself. I can't say it too many times. You have to educate yourself in whatever service it is that you want to step into. And as far as finding them, you just got to do the work. You gotta look, you gotta Google, use your Google. So search around. But with me, I had it in my circle already. I just sat back and brainstorm, start writing down people I knew in the security world. I hit up a couple people that I worked with, that I worked under, oh, they're too busy or they're this. And then got a hold of my guy who gave my guard card, and he was just open. He was an open book. And he kind of just told me what steps to take in order to get my license. He even helped me out with my first event contract. So, it's great to have that mentor, because instead of just going in the dark, you kind of have shed a little light on it, and it makes it much better. Not saying it can't be done without a mentor, but it's a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier.
Well, I mean, looking at like mentorship, one of the primary functions of a mentor is to tell you the mistakes they've made so you don't have to make those mistakes, right? Like when we were, growing our business, and even still today we have mentors, man, but a lot of what we talked about was pitching them ideas that we have to grow the business, and they either say great idea or I don't know, I've tried that before, this is how it went, maybe try it this way instead. But just stuff like that, other people have been in your shoes, they've made the mistakes that you could make. Get a mentor, find one, right? Provide some sort of value to them. Ask them for a little bit of their time in return, and just run whatever it is by them. Tell them what you're doing, and get their input, because odds are, if they're in your field, they have made so many mistakes that you would be dumbfounded at it. So learn from those mistakes so it doesn't happen to you, right? Because it doesn't need to happen to you if it can be avoided.
100%. Put your ego to the side. Put your ego to the side and understand that you could learn from others' mistakes. And I think that's one thing that we get caught up in a lot too, is just our ego. And oh, I can do it by myself. Oh yeah, but no, it's all about relationships. Everything in life is about relationships. So you want to build those relationships and just make sure, like you said, show them their value, listen, and pull that energy in. Because that's what I did. And I mean, man, it's worked out great, and I think that's the recipe for any good business, is just to have a great mentor and to listen.
Dude, that's so true. And you can, when you're talking to somebody like that too, listening is the most important part, because you're not there to talk to them. You're there to learn from them. You're there to learn exactly what they did and what they didn't do and what they should have done. Right. So kill that ego, listen, especially to other people in the field, even that's not necessarily mentors. Just like, you shut up and listen for a while, you can learn a ton about not only people, but also, the field, stuff like that. So that's a huge skill. I think is pretty underrated, is listening, funny enough. But I see that you say you do the business cards, drop those everywhere. Got a gorgeous website, got a gorgeous truck. What else are you guys doing to get the word out? How are you marketing yourselves? How are you getting more jobs? What's that process for you guys?
So yeah, we just campaign. I have an operations manager. She just campaigns. She's on it. She's on the internet all the time. Sending out our flyers through email. We have an email campaign. We send our flyers out, letting people know about the company. We do a weekly update. Well, we haven't did in a while, I see, on our Google page, but we kind of update that and just tell people how it's been going. Say hi, right? I personally respond to all of the comments made on my Google page. I just kind of want to keep an open relationship, and just, we really just want to just put the option out there, and that's it. It's really up to you. You know what I mean? We just want you to have that option, and that's basically it. Just have that option.
Yeah, man. Like people are all over the internet. So basically being wherever those people are, like, they're able to talk to them. It's cool you guys do newsletters, stuff like that too. I mean, that's awesome for, returning business. Obviously, people can keep up to date with you, stay at the top of their mind, do that. And you guys notice that when you do that, you've gotten a lot of repeat clients, or has it been kind of like something where it's there and sometimes you get them, or what's that look like?
So yeah, no. I mean, the clients that we have, they are repeat. They are repeat, and they stay in touch. But I've noticed so my cards, I gave all my cards out about a month ago. And then I noticed our website views. You know, I get a tap in every time somebody goes on our website, and a monthly report, or every now and then. And I just seen like the site views went down, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I see that that's really working. Me giving a card out, talking to people go and they tap in. So you know, I had to wait for the cards to come back in, and I kind of 2.0'd them. You know, I kind of updated them a little bit, made the visuals a little better, and it picked back up. It picked back up, you know, and now since COVID, you know, everything's starting to open back up. We've had a few talks with potential clients, and we're just waiting for things to kind of open back up. You know,
how'd you guys do during COVID? Because a lot of, you know, your work is obviously in person. So I'm imagining that affected you guys in a few different ways. What did that look like for you during, you know, COVID, when it was really well, I think you're still locked down in California, aren't you?
yeah. We're opening up June 15th. But
Oh, really?
yeah.
Nice,
So,
nice.
but I mean, it was good. It was good. You know, we had some, again, I work in Canada. Cannabis is an essential business. So
Oh,
we, we
sure.
still, we still have work. We were still good. A lot of my guys were still, you know, getting paid, paying bills. So it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. And actually, I started the company a few months before COVID hit. So, you know, everything hit, and we're up and running, LLC, everything's going good. And then COVID, boom. And it was not a stumble. It was not a
That's
stumble.
great, dude.
Yeah. So, you know, and it was one of those like, I told you so, you know, because everybody was like, oh, no. But COVID hit, and that was when I came up when I was thought about that Noah, you know, the story of Noah, Noah's Ark. It's like, hey, you know, they told me not to, but look, the flood came in and boom, we're still good. So, you know,
How I mean, how funny is that though? Because putting that together in my head, like COVID shut everything down. Marijuana, cannabis is still a essential business. They need security guards then. So you guys were already in that field. Like that's it.
yeah,
You're good to go. You're
yeah,
set then. Man, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome to hear, because I know, like, you know, big corporations, you know, grew a lot during COVID, and it's really, really cool to hear stories of startups or smaller corporations starting to grow during COVID as well. Obviously, not a great thing to have happen, but hearing the victory stories out of it are outstanding, because you guys, you know, that's what it's all about, right? Taking that bad opportunity and positioning yourself to catch that fly ball and have a good opportunity.
That's right. Make it lemonade out of lemons, you
So
know.
now, as soon as June 15th rolls around, what are your plans? Are you getting out? Are you networking again? You starting up? What's going
So
on?
yeah, so man, even when I'm on post, I'm networking. Even when
Yeah.
I'm on post, I'm giving my card out. Hey, go give me a shout out, give me a review on my Google page. People come in, you know, from construction to business, whatever it is. If we have a conversation, you get in a card, you know. You can take it, drop it on the floor, whatever you want, because hey, you're helping me out no matter where it goes.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's how I feel, you know. I don't take anything personal. It's not personal, you know. It's you deal with you, I deal with me. I'm gonna be me no matter what. You know, I just think getting that card out, you know, just putting that energy out there is gonna be returned. So networking, we're campaigning, we're sending flyers out to bars, any new companies, construction sites, cannabis, everywhere that may need secure residential. Um, we're everywhere. You know, we have patrol vehicles ready to go. Um, you know, we're just campaigning. We're just going to continue to do run off our foundation, run off the tools that we set in place, and hopefully it sinks in.
What's your fleet looking right? Excuse me. What's your fleet looking like right now? Your trucks, is it all the same truck? You guys got different trucks, or?
Nah, no way, no way. So I mean, I have my truck. You know, that's Big Boss Chief Bill. But you know, I have another what's that? A Tahoe, Chevy Tahoe. That
Yeah,
was my
yeah.
vehicle beforehand. And, you know, that's gonna be ready to go to a site. We'll throw some magnets on it, you know, and you know, I got a design for a few magnets that we put on it. You still see the security AMPM book now. Also, too, our partners. When our partners come in with their vehicles, we put the magnet on there. It's all about using the things that we have at hand.
Exactly.
That's let's use everything we have at hand until we get better, or until we build.
Dude, that's the thing, like analogy for me, when we started the company, I had this little laptop, right? And we grew like everything on that laptop. That laptop sounded like an airplane when it was running, right? The fan was going crazy. It was shutting off on me, crashing all the time, dude. It was horrible. But that's what we had. We didn't go out and buy like, a super expensive computer with a nice, camera and nice lighting, everything like that. That was it. But, when we landed a few deals and became, a little bit more ready to expand and ready to reinvest into the company, like then it makes sense to do that stuff, right? But like, dude, I couldn't have said it better myself. Like using what you have and then reinvesting when appropriate. I mean, that is exactly
Right,
like textbook how you grow, literally.
right. Definitely, definitely. I mean, 'cause I've seen people, just go and they'll exhaust their savings and get all these different loans and things like this. And you're scaling out so big, but you don't have any clients. You're not putting anything back. So I just kind of again learn from people's mistakes. I'm not selfish enough to think that I know enough. I know it all. So I'm not going to be selfish in that way. I'm just going to take it in and receive it and learn from it.
Awesome. Well, Robert, brother, tell us where we can learn more about you guys. Tell us where we can hit you up. Whatever you want to plug, this is your time, man.
Well, yeah, man, we're on. You can check out our website, ampmprivatesecurity.com. We also have an Instagram, AMPM Security Specialist. And then also our G page. You just Google AMPM Security Specialist. And those three avenues, you get in touch with us and read about us. You can go through our website to book, or you can actually through our Google page, give us a call. Book now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Robert, thank you for the time today, brother. I know that this was something pretty cool that we got to do. I'm super happy I got to talk to you, and we will definitely be talking again soon.
Nah, man, this is great, Grant. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for sharing in this great energy with me. And I believe that this is going to be the beginning of something great, man. Hey, I don't know who this is going to reach or who it might reach, but if it reach one person, two people, talking to you was just enough for me. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. It doesn't matter because that one person can lead to 1,000. It can lead to 1,000,000. I don't know. But I appreciate you. And when I read that you wanted to do this, I felt like a little kid in high school, right? It's like seriously, because I didn't expect anyone to kind of just see something from that. And I really do appreciate that, and it just kind of reaffirms what I'm doing, and yeah,
And man,
speechless.
it's we already talked about this, but I'm going to say it again. It is the law of attraction, because for those of you listening, how I found Robert was I Googled, security in San Francisco. I was on the website. I was scrolling down through Google. I saw his Google reviews. I saw his reviews, and I'm like, okay, a lot of really good reviews. Let me check out his website. Go to his website. First thing that comes up is this gorgeous HD video, right? His logo's front and center. I'm like, okay, dude, you got my attention. Like, let's keep going. And I'm scrolling through right now, and I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, I got to hit him up. So, I can't take credit for contacting you because you kind of gave me no choice.
And that's what's up. And that's what I want, man. I just want people to just see this energy and just come and sharing it, and let's recharge each other. And I again, I thank you for just recharging me. You just gave me a lot more energy to continue to push. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. This is big for me. This is big, it's really big. And if you may, send me links to the podcast, send me a copy of the podcast. I want to have this as on my record. This is generational wealth. This is the legacy. This is built. This is helping build. This is a brick in my foundation of what I'm building. And I appreciate you, Grant. I really, truly do.
Absolutely, brother. I'll do all that. And then I'll do all that for you. I'll do all that for you. Robert, appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.